Good evening, everybody. Hello, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz, usual guy behind, well, front of the camera. I always make that mistake. I will be joining you in the other chat in a moment, as much as I am able to. There we go. He's just sent me I hope the right one. He usually sends me two. I'm not sure why he's not sent me two. Things just seem to be going very, very strange today. Hope everyone's had a fun day, healthy day, at least uneventful, if nothing else. Yeah, mine not so much. It's been minorly eventful for various different reasons that compound into me now not being ready at all compared to usual. I'm not sure what is happening and what's with my channel and the stream, but thank you very much for coming anyway. Hello, Ali. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm not sure what's happening. It should be doing it in a portrait mode, and it won't give me access to the portrait mode one, and I don't know why. It's rather confusing. So, if you are in the more mobile view, thank you for coming as well. For some reason, it's not letting me join you, and I'm not sure why. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. I'm not sure what's going on, and I don't like it. Anyone else get that? See, all the others have done that, but this one hasn't. Never mind. I believe Sparkles is in the portrait mode one because I think she is. Good evening, Joe. Good evening. Sorry, no. 9:30. Good afternoon. I'm not completely. I am aware of some things. How's the ship designing coming? Now that all your dedication has gone into it, I have been putting more thought into your little query the other day. Don't worry, and it is swaying more to the point of what we eventually came to was going to eventually be the conclusions. Don't worry about that. Slowly, but you can now dedicate more time to it. I'm at least looking forward to giving it a go. Put it that way, even if it is as a play tester. Hopefully it's not too large of a scale then if it is that much, because I can just about get a 40k table set up, but it's a struggle. So something a little bit smaller, coffee table size. Yeah, that'll be nice and fun. Even Sparkles may even be my opponent for that one because it's smaller and might be easier to learn, better to get into. But thank you for coming to join us. I mean, obviously, if you just join us on your phone, use your PC and just design along with it. Even if it's just listening to me while you design. Who knows? It might help. And I'll help in any way I can, if I can. Yeah. Hence why my conclusion is it's probably going to end up being what we thought of. But still, we will have to talk more. Anyway, we're on Sparkles and Oak tonight. This took me how long? Nearly 5 minutes to get to this point. So yes, if you are here for normal Sparkles and Oak reasons, you're probably wondering what on earth I've been talking about. But if you're a regular to the channel, it's like, oh, for God's sake, he's waffling again. Yes, I am. That's because I'm unsure about the character, and I didn't actually get round to painting the tail properly again and give it a second coat because, well, I had an accident with green paint, and that accident also involved trousers and many other things. Good afternoon, Twisted. How are you? Are you prepared and ready for all your multitudes of suits that you're gonna have to do in non-metallic? That's ridiculous, that dude. I've got to say that is, if all of them, so it's what, 2 units of 3, and Morgan Val. Hats off to you, sir. If that's what you're doing, hats off to you. They look fucking nice. Especially if you're gonna do all. Oh, no, I couldn't. Even the thought of doing one of them like to that is just like, oh my god, no. It'll take me half a year. Especially because I only ever paint on these streams. And at the moment, it's taking me so long just to find a brush that I'm going to be happy using. Right. I found one brush that I'm going to be happy using, and I have a. Or I had a. Where's it gone? I have a dollopy brush. See, that is the plan. Jesus, man, that's daft. So, as I was saying with this little model a minute ago, I know what kind of colour scheme-ish I've got in my head. Or what I had in my head before Sparkles said what she said. And she said what she said. And then that put a whole different colour scheme in my head, didn't it? She had to mention my favourite Pokemon. She had to. Now, how do we this? I'm not thinking so much colour scheme at the minute. I'm thinking character, but now's time when I need all your help. I've got this cannot be any kind of martial bash type. This must be some kind of spiritual type. However, because I'm basing the colour scheme off Lucario, who is a fighting steel type, yeah, it should be a fighter. But it's got a big stick, and Lucario is supposed to be the aura. I can't even talk anymore. For God's sake, sorry for that noise a moment ago. That was an aura sensitive creature. Spiritual seems a better way to go. So before we start with the yellow, I'm going to rebase the tail and let that dry, and the ears, and then I'm going to work through the blue of the cloak. That's my plan for tonight. But I need to sort out the second coating for this. I know you're doing the whole arm in it twisted. That's just silly. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's going to look absolutely awesome. It's just it's going to be a lot of work, man. It's going to be a lot of work. Although, now that you've done it once into its entirety, and you're a little more versed in the techniques, and it should be easier in theory. In theory. But who knows? But one thing I do know, I just still need a more even base coat under this. I don't need it to be completely flat. However, completely flat would be nice, as it's yellow. That's going to be going over it, but just enough will do. The initial dry brush will help. Even to the point where I'm only going and doing the tops of the ears, I'm not doing the full part of the ears. Oh, sounded like a painting tutorial then. The difference between YouTube and one of the other platforms. One of the other platforms, one of you could throw something at me. Well, that mistake. Actually, no, because then you can choose to throw something at me on the screen as much as you want. That might not be such a good thing. Very, very distracting. So, but last one you might actually do the full thing in a day. Actually, I've still got a good Python. I might be able to do a lot more with that. Right, do I need to clean up any more ivory points that are going to be yellow? No, because they're probably going to be remaining black. Do I want to do the eyes? No, don't do the eyes now. Do them last because I might be getting blue and all sorts of colours on them. So leave the eyes alone. The tail's looking a lot cleaner now, which is nice. Figure out where it goes on the wooden base as well, which is going to be fun. Still not found my Dremel, so pinning them's damn near impossibility at the moment. And I say damn near. Pinning them is just not a possibility at the moment. How do I want to do the blue? I didn't even think this far ahead. I don't want to use staggered and scale because I've used that a lot. I intend to use that on something else as well. Soltech is too turquoisey. No worries, Joe, but yeah. Tidy up before she gets home, as Kurt Cobain once said. I think it was Kurt Cobain. Clever words. I've been done to listen to them now. I've got stuff everywhere. But then again, I don't have to do much before she's let's see. Now we're going more icy blues. Can I go darker to the... Can I go darker and hopefully not have to do too much mixing? I can go darker, but it's going to take a lot of mixing. Again, it is supposed to be quite a bright, so no, I'm going to go with the Kanto blue from Citadel and the Teclis blue from Citadel as well. So now you're very nearing completion, Twisted. Very nearing completion. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, wow, that one really needs good. That one's going to need sorted out some better way than me just doing that. Right. I believe I have the blues that I need, which is good. We're going to start with the Kanto blue because that is the darkest colour that we're putting on. Wrong one, I need a spudgy one. I'm going to put that. I'll put that there. Sorry, why not? But I'm going to try and work it up to that one as well. So I'm either going to be trying wet blending if it doesn't dry quick enough, or If it dries super quick, I'm going to have to mix on the palette. So let's have a game of what random type of way we're going to try and paint this model, and what technique we're going to use. It's going to be one or the other. I hope he's mixing on the palette. That's so much easier. But for now, we will paint the model. We will paint all the clothing and hood and cloth blue, which would be the standard colour for Lucario. See, now Pokemon's infected this thing. People have already done Pokemon Space Marines. This was something I created. It's Pokemon hadn't infected it up until now. And it's me that's done it. That's not good. Now the challenge is to pull it off so it doesn't look anything like Pokemon. Or at least not to me. Because nobody else will get it unless we watch these, and hopefully it'll be gone since then. And it'll be whoever this character is, and it will be that. Yeah. Again, please post character names in comments or class suggestions. And if you're going back to watch previous episodes or previous streams, please do the same. Some have already been done by now, obviously. And we are aware of which ones those are at this point, because I think we covered it all last week. Ali, why am I? Oh, Ali, are you on the? Thank you very much. I was wondering why I couldn't see your comment. Because I can't see that for some reason. Yeah, I can. You're on the. I can't make out the last word though. It's small on that screen. It's really small. This one's far easy to see, but thank you very much for being on there. I'm gonna try and bring it up again in a minute, I think. Once I've got what I'm pretty much sure is all the cloak section. I'm definitely gonna need to go for that eye check soon. Oh, you're in both. Oh, thank you even more, man. Um, actually, I'm not. Yeah, I think it should. Never mind. Don't think about that type of thing. Try and concentrate on painting. That is a break in the. Can't see the. Oh, that's not great. Right, okay. I can see that there's a break in the front, so he's got two panels that are coming down the front here, which obviously I've just painted in. However, on the back, I can't see where the natural finish would be for that jacket type, and there is no obvious. There is no obvious cut-off point on the model. Oh, how peculiar. Because that all across the shoulder, you can see that it's actually sleeves. If I can get it in the light away from the. My microphone's in the most awkward position ever. There is a cut off above the sleeves though. Oh. Which direction do I go for the other side of the blue that was shying away from earlier for his trousers, and go with the more turquoise Sartek green? I'll go down the greeny route. That would mean putting Stegadon as no, not really. I might be able to get away with just Zotek, then a wash, then Zotek. We're going to try it for the trousers and the other layers of clothing. Before I even think about going near yellow. I don't want to do yellow. I don't want to do yellow. I don't want to use yellow so much. Yes. Yellow is not good. Yellow is a difficult colour to paint. Yellow is a very difficult colour to paint. So I know I'm going to need some of this, and then I'm going to have to go back for some of the other one, because I've just realised what I've done. I just realised what else I've done. That's fun. I just got out the wrong. Yeah. I'm starting something before I finish something else. I should finish the hood, really. And it looks like it's dried, so get the right blue does help. Don't just pick up the exact same one that you've just had in your hand. Remember to use the correct paints, people. It does help. And put some glue underneath it. Now, I also want to try and blend some of this so it's not as stark not so sharp an edge, so it's not just one colour straight to another. I don't want cell shading. I want some kind of natural, as much as I can physically manage with a brush. I mean, I could probably manage quite a lot if I was patient enough, but that's a lot of effort, and I'm still practicing, so I'm still learning new techniques, especially since the Tyranids, and the Tyranids are probably some of the best models I've ever painted. And they're pretty much just a variation of slap, or whatever the hell it's called, slap face, whatever. The one where you don't do much and use speed paints, that one. Requires a lot of dry brushing, that's pretty much it. Dry brushing and just block painting. And I'll paint all the hood up in this colour, but only go so far as the ones that are highest. So we're not painting under the hood, we are painting all the top of the hood. And oh dear, my computer is not header. Slap head, yeah, that might be it. I can't remember what the bloody technique's actually called. I just know it's quite easy. Particularly when I tried it. As I said, the Tyranids are probably some of my best painted models, and it was done using that simple technique. Which is easy to go back and look if you wish any of the Tyranid painting. Any of my Tyranid painting. In fact, I still use some of it as the basic setup to how I paint any model. It's just that setup allows contrast to work quite well. But contrast only really works quite well with that setup, in my opinion. I don't particularly like contrast on flat base coats with no pre-shading or contrast or any other speed paint. Needs that already base variation in tone. So whether it's zenithal highlighting, it'll do it. I don't. Yeah, it just looks clumpy if you use it on anything that's flat. But that's my opinion. Do I like cats? Yes, I do like cats. I've got my little cat asleep over there at the moment. She's no longer complaining to me about food, which is the only thing she. If I move, she's immediately at the bowl, and it's the only thing she will ask of me. Yeah, it's not the only thing she does. I'm the one who go meow. I want food. I'm that person. The nice cuddles and the more pleasant sides of having a cat are reserved solely for Sparkles. Apparently, well, not solely for Sparkles, but yeah, if she has a choice between the two of us, it's not necessarily my knee she's sitting on. However, right now, if I was sat on the sofa, she would be sat on my knee, but that's only because Sparkles has got a laptop on her knee. If she didn't, yeah, you get the idea. So I'm meow food. I do, and who asked that question? Because I cannot see it at the moment. Ali. It's a red blur. It is a red blur for me. I do need to, as I said, in a moment I will try and come into the portrait chat as well. However, I can't spend all stream just doing technically things with my phone. Lazy mini painting I have to do some painting. I know. Sounds ludicrous in my head, the fact that I'm doing it, but it is what it is now at this point. So, thank you whoever asked that question. Grenade, missile tips maybe, but not. Are you thinking Val, Morgan Val, Twisted? Because if you are thinking yeah, then hers depends what colour you do the backdrop for them. Although, because it's grenade launcher, but it's grenade, not rockets. You mean there's nothing stopping you doing them red if you want it as that ping of colour. And use it as the purity seal ping, which is not obviously why they're there. Why that bloody hell? I managed to say that without stuttering and messing it up. I feel proud of myself right now. Yeah, the purity seals are only there to allow you for that little ping of colour, really. A little accent. So if you're using it for that purpose, then yes. Red or something else contrasting it because you've got all the gold. Oh, the one you're working on. Um, I'm not sure. They have gone very gold. So, yeah, maybe. Um, but then how are you going to make Morgan Val stand out from the rest? Apart from the fact that she's bigger and she looks different. Don't. I know obviously the obvious is the obvious, but oh, Val will be like, yeah, that will work. That will work. Having Val launching them will work. Why can I only see the one? Or is it because I'm on my phone it'll only show me? YouTube is being a moron. Why is... I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what is happening. Why will YouTube not... I don't understand why I can't view the stream. I really don't. I mean, I could probably do it on the PC, but it means I can't see the chat. I am really sorry to anyone watching in portrait mode. This is the annoyance of it. But for me, anyway, because it's not quite worked out all its kinks. It's bloody irritating. I can't merge the two chats to see them as my standard. So, if anyone turns up, then I'm sorry. I can't see your comments at the moment. However, I do have a widescreen version or a larger screen version that I can see the chat on, but obviously watching on a device, so that's the chat you want to be reacting to as well. Normally I would be able to, but this time, for some reason, I can't even. It won't let me. It just will not let me actually access it. It was showing me. It told me it was there. And he said, no. You cannot watch your own stream. You cannot get to the chat room. And I do not know why. I do not know why. Me wish me did. And I went all Jar Jar Binks there for a moment. I do apologise. Ooh, I'm being steady with my hand. I better, yeah, take advantage of that. Because for some unknown reason, I'm a tablet behind. I've not figured that one out why. However, that could have been the night when my eyes went funny. That might explain something. Which would have been Monday. Because I know that happened on stream, that was weird. I know, it is stupid, Ali. I don't understand why it won't let me do it, but it's not. As I said, I'll keep trying periodically throughout the stream. But yeah, it normally sends me an email and I can click on that. But I went and checked on the emails and it had only sent me one. And it was for the normal one that I ran before I figured I could run a portrait mode. And it's not sent me the portrait mode one, which it usually does. And that is quite irritating. These bits don't get the higher shadow, do they? I know I'll clean up some of this bit with the mid-tone. Oh, cool. Hello, Fox. How you doing? You made your Space Marine purple and chest yellow. Well, I've got to do the yellow on this. Purple and yellow works. Does very much say. Are you loyalist or heretic? I can't remember. Have you gone full Fulgrim? Because isn't that pretty much Emperor's Children? Unless you've gone for the split. I can't remember now. I would need to see it. Although purple and yellow does work nice. Whether or not you've gone full Fulgrim. But those are his colours. Although he prefers gold to yellowish. But same colour spectrum. Well, we all know what Fulgrim's like. He's the one you don't really want to talk about. He's the one that does the weird. He's the one that does the thing with the present that you didn't think anyone could do. Hawklord colours. Oh, Hawklord. Ravengard? Successors? which case it'd probably dark purple then, wouldn't it? See, I was using it more of not going as bright as, but kind of more the Adam Westy, and I can't remember who did it in the comics, but that purpley Batman style, and go put more Dark Knight in there. That could work, although that'll be very close to a Night Lord dark. We're going with purple instead. Very nice. If you were able to, please show us in the Discord if you could. Link should be in the description of the video. If it doesn't work, please let me know. Or Ali can, I believe, can. Oh no, Ali can't post that link. How do I get it so Ali can post that link? I mean, even Sparkles can't. Actually, no, Sparkles can post that link. But Ali cannot. I don't think anyone else can. The Discord link, which at the moment, as far as I know, works. But anybody, there's only limited people who can invite to Discord, to the Discord channel, and generate their own fresh link to go, there you go, come and join. You are one of them, and you can also paste it into the YouTube channel. Basically, you're one of the few people who can do both. No, as far as no, nobody needs it at the moment. So if I was to, whoa, that was loud. That came up really red. Sorry for blowing anyone's ears out. Right, so if I was to pin it into, I would still have to join chat though, and we know what that does on my PC. If I open up YouTube on my PC, we know what happens. It goes frigging, but I can mute that. And if I was to pin it into that, you could. If I was to put it into that, you could. I suppose I could pin it myself, but I don't know if I'd pin it in both. There's only one way. No, right. If anyone needs the Discord link and it's not working, please let us know, and then we'll start faffing around. Until then, I'm actually going to get some painting done. Right. Are they going to go up together? Or is this one just far too bright and I'm going to have to use this one and the... But I want to use that one, it is bright enough. I don't know what to do. I really don't. It's becoming confusing and difficult to choose. I want to use the bright yellow. Part of me wants to just do it the bright yellow. Bright yellow, wash it. Bright yellow, dry brush, done. That's what part of me is saying. The other part of me is going, no, stand out too much, go with everything else, go with these two. And then there's the other part of me going, no, stupid, it's bright yellow. No, it's okay. No, it's okay at the moment, Ali, but thank you for offering. Unless... No, because I think the link should work, as far as I'm aware the link works, because, yeah. We had a new... It worked because we had a new member of the Discord channel join not long ago. So, yeah, it works. So it should be okay. There you go. So yes, it does. It does work. Yay! He's the only one that's messed up so far as I'm aware. Although I still need to double check others. I don't check most of anything, any of the links I need refreshing. I keep forgetting to check. So, um, so I do need. There are some that I automatically get told about. So, if you're thinking, but I do get told that you've joined, and thank you very much. Or if you've certain ones get automatically through, which is good. I'm forgetful as hell. I mean, really, really am. I'm just going to go start it bright yellow, and then I'm going to wash it down. Because it is truer to the base colour scheme that I'm going with. Your first marine to a hot club. No, I wouldn't. My first marines were Blood Angels, and I still currently have, because they've not been sold. Although it is one of the few things that I'm just trying to sell, I still have 10 Metal Death Company models. With I think you should have enough shoulder pads for all of them. The only thing I'm missing are weapon arms. Although there are some metal power swords in there. So, in some cases, no, I'm not missing weapon arms, I'm just missing a bolter arm. Which was still plastic even in those days. As soon as the base plastic Space Marine came out, where it was the bolter and chainsaw, you could put on the shoulder and manipulate so well. My first army was Dark Eldar. And with those I had 9 Reaver jetpacks. And we were playing on a much smaller scale. Nobody really had anything big and tanky, because my opponent was Space Marines at the time. And the heaviest thing we had was Dreadnoughts, and I could still wound them. Need actors. Voice actors, maybe. Certainly couldn't do physical acting unless he's local to me. Voice acting, possibly. I don't know. You'd have to say for yourself. Closest thing I could send you was a rendition of my Orc War and Cindy Lorca, but I don't think I've ever tried voice acting specific. Oh no, I have tried it, but it is not available. Sadly, it was cut short. Ah, so gutted. That would have been fun to carry on. I did enjoy that. And that would have been obviously the D&D session I was doing with another channel, the Miniature Tavern at the time. It was to be recorded and slowly edited and put out, however, time conflicts and life changed a lot of things for the Miniature Tavern. So, yeah, the D&D certainly wasn't that high up on the priority list. But that's, yeah, voice acting possibly. However, again, please join the Discord. This is a very easy way to get a hold of me and to get a message through. Okay, am I happy with the tail? And do I think the wash is going to help with that? Sorry, strange noises. I'm doing some very strange noises. You filled your wine glass up and did it. You got your laptop on your knee at the moment. I'll wait till like a little bit longer. While I have Ivory out, I'm going. Oh no, that should have been. Ah, crap! I just realised what colour something should have been, and it's not. So now off we go back to the blue. Let me pick all that in. And we wash that off. And this is where we do wet blending instead. Okay, we use that just to tidy up a little bit on there as well from the yellow. How good is that? Are you on the portrait one? Could you please? I can see my own, but I can't see the portrait one. It won't let me watch it. That means even if Ali does say something, then it does require me to also notice it on the screen as well, which is. And Zero Twist is put as the big novel thing that's just popped up there on the screen, but it's only a tiny, tiny little thing. By 3rd edition, you had painted 6 different marine armies for others, and then finally built yourself an Iron Hand army to replace your Hawk Lords that you lost in a fight. Oh, that sucks. But kind of, yeah. What was the law for the Hawk Lords? Were they as unlucky as the Lamenters? In which case, it might have been the Emperor's judgment. I'm kidding, I'm trying to make light of the situation. Now it is past and gone, and you are out the other side, able to talk to us about this. That's going to take a little bit longer because he's wet. Yeah, so. Where now? Because there is some still black on this model. That should not be black. And we're going to have to go for a brown because of the satchel and the leather strap. And I'm going to have to. What else? Now that I'm looking at it, go back and do the turquoisey bit better. Because it is still the base colour for this, even if I am going to wash over it afterwards. I need the colour there for it to wash over. Otherwise you don't bloody do it, does it? Too dark. It's too dark, John. Don't ask me who John is. I have no idea. One of you may actually be called John, in which case I'm lucky fucking guess. I don't think Ali's called John though. I'm pretty certain of that one. Twisted might be called John. I have no idea. Oh, but they are from the Cursed Founding. Right, okay. Oh dear lord. See, mine are not. Mine are from the original founding or Primaris. Because the very small amount of them from the original founding that escaped the Estevan and lost in the war and came out became a fleet chapter under the guidance of Gulliman on how to recruit and promote into Primaris. And then some have crossed, some have not at the moment. Stone Bears. A Salamander successor. So I'm keeping him as a Salamander successor, even though going for the Stone Bear thing. And I'm sat right off camera for some reason, that is weird. I should always line myself up a little bit better with that, definitely. Yeah, that is a lot of brown. And what do I do with the crystal in there? What do I do with the crystal in there? What do I do with the crystal in there? That tiny little thing, you see. I just made it wet there so it glistens a bit, but yeah, that bit. I mean, that effect itself isn't too bad. Which would just require a wash, really. But I would like some colour on it. Especially as the fur tones for the hands and feet is black. As it is around the eyes as well. Oh, thank you. Okay, Sparkles has made me a cup of tea because she's nice and kind. And she's now, I believe, going to switch over to the portrait one so I can get a quicker response. Should I need to, and I don't have to put any pressures on Ali that way. Ali's a very nice person and I do not wish to take advantage of her. Can't stop anything she does bloody willingly now. And Lord knows if I'm letting these two loose in portrait mode together, I do not. There's got to be stuff going up and all over the place. And I'm not going to be aware of anything. For all I know, I'm going to end up in a weird little bubble thing in the middle of some Yorkshire countryside. I don't want to think about it. Who's just come in and somebody's just said an awful lot in portrait mode. Hello to you. Who, thank you for coming in, but I cannot read what you have put in there at the moment. Portrait mode has been a real pain in the bum for me. I'm gonna the purple. I'm assuming it. Oh, it's I'm not sure myself. I'm gonna look myself on the PC. I don't know how to do it on the phone. He's not letting me do either at the moment. Right, okay. So in the listings of my live streams, there are 2 live streams currently going on at the moment. One is listed as The Magical World of Sparkle the Note, and in brackets it says Portrait, and that is set for the vertical, so you can look at it like this in your phone. Underneath that, as I'm looking at it on my PC screen, there is the same title but without the bracketed portrait, and that's got the correct thumbnail. The one that is in portrait mode doesn't have the correct thumbnail for some bizarre reason. Yeah. I tried. So here we go. We'll skip through very briefly on my phone and just to see if it actually works this time. So I actually go to me. Obviously, it won't show me. It'll show other stuff that I've been doing. So I go to my channel. Oh, and there he's got portrait mode. But what the? Okay. Right, never mind. Do you want to know something? YouTube can. Deep breath, lads. Deep breath. Deep breath. You know what it's just done, don't you? You know exactly what it's just done. It's just allowed me to just go do it exactly. So I can go into portrait mode. As easily as I just went in and did that, if you were to find the non-portrait mode one, it would take you to the one that's on my screen. But it's just. You annoying as crap phone. And YouTube that's in cahoots with you. Right, so I now should be able to read the other one as well, as long as my battery holds out. Fox, there you are. Thank you very much. We don't know what on earth just happened then and why it just decided it was going to let me. But it did. So, hooray! Right, these two, on the other hand, I think will be better for a brown wash. So, although I'm going to yellow wash the tail and the ears and the face and the chin and all that furry bit. That bit. The staff, I would still like to be quite bright. So, I'm going to go with the two. Well, certainly with the Zamzi Desert. And I may go up to the Avalon Sunset before I wash it. But that, yeah, we'll see. But I'm thinking red for the gem. Don't know, don't ask me why I'm doing that. I have no idea. Right, now I can catch up on this stream. Now you're back over here, folks. Thank you. So, no, it's not a curse down. I'm pretty much committed to the Red Scorpions now. Oh, yes, because of the Nathesium thing. Is it Nathesium? I think it's Nathesium. Excellent. And then obviously you come over then, Fox. And then, so you want to know what Eggonator is modder. I don't know what modder is. I know. Right. What's an Eggonator? Yes, I do wish to know what an Eggonator is. I don't know. I also want to know what a modder is. And see, this is the dangerous part now. I've just glanced down now. I've got a chance to score. I can keep an eye on them. Graham, come in the other one quick. We can conspire in two separate chats. Haha. Sorry, going a bit weird there. Yes, what is an Eggonator? You working on quite a few things, I believe. I'm not sure what an Eggonator is. What is a modder? Well, a modder, I'm assuming, means somebody who creates mods and modifies things. So I'm guessing some kind of tech priest. Some like our tech person. Is Eggonator the name or designation of the robot that does said modding? Are you just gonna make me loads of? Oh no, that's loads of questions. I don't know what. The last thing I know is that Ali mentioned something about actors, and obviously that's when I said about the voice acting. I never know if I've actually done it. To have an idea of a character, to know the voice for them, I would need to, know the character, especially if there was mechanical species, not human, etc. Because that allows all sorts to the imagination. That's a very brief description. Oh, there's an Eggonator YouTube. Right, okay. I will have. So, what's the modder bit then? And hello, Francois. I don't know how long you have been sat there. I hope it's not been too long before I've noticed I've been able to read your comments. Good evening. And yes, praise the Omnissiah. Although I don't have any, I don't actually have many mechanical things in my Space Marine army. I do have a hell of a lot in my Imperial. I say a hell of a lot. These 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 vehicles in my Imperial Guard army. That's including scouts or scout walkers. So yes, they definitely need the Omnissiah's help. And I only have a Storm Raven, a Land Raider, and it's not the standard Land Raider, it's the one with either the Flamers or the Bolters. I dropped Pod and I can't remember what else I've got for the Space Marines. I think I should be able to put together at least one Rhino, which I think I've given to the World Eaters just to make them up to 2,000 points. And it does help hurl a unit of something across the board, even quicker than they already get hurled. Or allow the Jackals to keep up, should that be the necessary thing. Yes, regarding speaking of Combat Patrol, Alex, thank you very much for that one. Yeah, I'm not happy about the fact that I saw the sheet. Okay, the members, I got to know the members of staff in the shop to enough of a degree that they are willing to show me a sheet, knowing that I will understand what it says. And they don't have to sit there and they're not giving away secrets and things because I already know what it means. You can't pull the curtain away from me when the windows are already open and I'm already there. So she showed me what was essentially a stock allocation sheet. And she showed that they were allocated the stock for the magazine. It was like, well, awesome. You've not received it. Okay, so she got onto them. I went in and checked again that afternoon, just to find out if anything has been said. And she said, yes, they've got to put it on the next delivery. It should have been sent. They don't know why it wasn't. It's there. It should have gone. However, it wasn't. So hopefully, the last chance I think I'm really gonna have is tomorrow, and I think then they'll be gearing up for the next issue. So that's really gonna suck. But yeah, I'm gonna be missing 2 issues at this rate, and I'm not too happy about it. I will have to. There are places I could reach out to that I believe I may be able to get the 2 missing issues, but I'm gonna have to do some really nice sweet talking, and it's still gonna cost me money. And it'll cost me a lump sum at that point because it's 2 issues that I'm missing. It is out of my control to that degree because I'm covering it weekly. And if you buy subscription, you don't get it weekly, you get it every 4 weeks. I believe Graham is 2 weeks ahead of me at the moment. Or it might just be 1 week. Yeah, no, 2 weeks, I believe. Although it might be 1 week now. I think it was Paints Carl and the two things that he has because he has subscribed. In fact, if you are looking for what now? I have no idea what you've just done, Twisted, but you've just made my phone go absolutely batshit crazy. So what have you done with Discord? That was what? A good job I have it on silent. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, I would just everyone because of this thing would have just been dinged to death. Whew. Discord's just caught up with you, whatever you've done, and you set off everything else as well while you were at. Even Amazon got in on that one. Okie dokie. So how are we looking at the moment? Let's do the zoomy thing because I've just remembered I can do that. Maybe a bit too far. Okay, that's better. So we have the Sotek Green trousers, which are going to get a Godshade wash, and then another going over the Sotek Green. We have the Blue Hood, which is just going to get the Drakenov Nightshade wash, and then possibly a Brighten Up just at the very, very crispy edges if it needs it for up here, but I'm going to try and just get the wash to just soften some of these edges, really, and especially down here as well. I'm going to have to go in for a brown before I go in for the washes because there is a brown. There is actually a brown strap coming round, which is going to go around to there, which I'm going to have to paint in. Also, this arm is bandaged. Nice, thank you for that. And this arm actually has a fucking sleeve. Is that a sleeve? Yeah, that looks like a sleeve. So I'm going to have to... That's a pain in the backside. Ping, ping, ping? Why ping, ping? Ali, I don't get what the ping, ping, ping's for. Don't forget I am slow. Among many other things. Not officially, like, legally slow, but... Well, you've watched enough of my streams. I ain't the brightest tool in the shed or whatever it is. See? Can't even get a basic whatever one of those things is right. Oh, right, yes. Yeah, he pretty much would have been, but I was smart this time. I turned it off. Well, I didn't turn it off, I put on silent. And turned down the notifications and also turned down the volume. So when I actually joined a YouTube, it wasn't blaring. And, yeah. Which way? Oh! Thank you. See, that was a giant effort, that one. That's how dim I am. Hello, Jude. Thank you for coming to join us. I'm doing some very, very delicate work with a brush, but I'm now just decided it might be a little bit too big for what I actually want to do. It does have a good point in it though, so if I'm careful, I'm going to be able to paint this section in ivory before I come in with the brown. Or I might just use a brown wash to tint it and keep a slight bit of the blue that's underneath. So we're gonna paint this. Hello, thank you for coming to join us. And if you get inspired to think of a name for this little creature, which will be having a 5th edition, the first iteration of the 5th edition rules character sheet made up for it. If you are aware of classes as well, that would be brilliant. If any pop to mind, feel free to let us know. Washes are notoriously a pain in the bum to dry, so what I will probably do is go for my usual cigarette nicotine break, and I do not and yeah, don't smoke. Tobacco is bad. Tobacco is very bad. Don't do it. However, I got hooked, so yeah. And it also gives me chance and everybody else a chance to do other things should they deem necessary. Not that you have to stop what you can just go and do those things. I, however, am obviously sat at my desk and I do not smoke in the house. Or well, I will smoke on camera, but only outside the house. So that's a full one. I'm tempted, depending on how well this settles and looks, to use speed paint on the gem in the staff. I am tempted. I'm really tempted. A description of the model. Well, the model itself looks almost squirrel-esque, but with a more lizardy tail. So it's more of a tight fur tail that's quite strong and robust. Possibly think almost small marsupial. Yellow and black natural fur in a wearing turquoise singular long sleeve top and trousers, and a blue hooded cloak, carrying a very light shaded wood staff, and it will be red gem embedded into the top, and lots of charms coming down from the staff. I will, as it's getting finished, put works in progress photos up in Discord, and I should do it on Instagram as well, really, but I try to only put finished models up on Instagram. So if you are here from there, then yeah, if after that description and you looking at me and paint the model and seeing what little bits you can get to see, not having the eyes done in yet, in which I might actually do a bit of the eyes while I'm here, actually, just so it makes it easier to see what the sections are when they're blocked out a little. Especially since I've just done the gem, and that was one of them small little almost practice for the eyes. Especially with this brush. Ah, crap. Clean brush-ish. Some kind of absorbent material-y thing, and I've had it around here earlier. I need a little tiny bit. Quick, get it. There we go. Okay, so now we have where the eyes are going to be as well. So we see where the brown pouch is going to be. So no, your YouTube. Right. Okay. So let's go into your YouTube. I shall be part of the Emperor's Coven. One of us. One of us. Don't worry. You will be assimilated into the ever regenerating heart of Laz as well. Don't worry. And if you are wondering what the noise is in the background, it is the scariest thing in any household. And the problem is the person who deals with it is on camera. So, a spider is in the house. A spider. So yeah, there are people running in fear of their lives at a normal tiny little house spider. But I understand it, because, yeah, spiders are just weird and scary. I just put them in a glass with a piece of paper and done. Throw them outside to feed my big spider. My big spider that keeps things away from my door. And I don't mean people. It's not there to keep people away. I mean, it's there to keep little nasty bugs and things like that away. So it's not quite big enough to keep people away. But yes, naming ideas, class ideas. All are welcome. I do have a lot of characters in which to create name stats for. Unless Eggonator. And was Eggonator a thingy? Eggonator? Modder. Were they names? No, they weren't name suggestions, but obviously they are potentially now. No Eggonator, but not feeling those two for a name for this particular character. I don't think I have anything big enough that might be an Eggonator. And me. Right, okay, so I'm going to go for Beyblade Brown for the straps before I wash them, and I'm going to go for Scrag Brown for the leather before I wash it. Now, there are many people who have put leather up and other things in the Discord server in the works in progress section, and they look particularly good with the nice scarring and the multiple layered textures. We'll see how mine goes. But this is more of a cantina, I think, than a bag. And as you can hear, I do have a kitty cat who is this time not meowing at me for food, which is a rarity. That can only mean one of the children are down. Possibly running away from the spider. It is a possibility. And I'm out of camera shot, thank you very much. Weird audio issue when I speak, my mic has some strange interference. That's not good. Is it because I was sat too close and it was clipping? And ever since I resolved the audio issue for mobiles, yeah, right, I know what it's going to be. So even though I've got that, I'm still going to have to lower it down there. Right, okay. It's coming through quite loud, and hopefully that will stop it now. How's that stopped it? Oh, that just made me. It's because of the two different sound things. On phones you don't get true stereo, and on other things you do get true stereo. So when I clip on my audio mic, it really comes through particularly on headphones. Anything, yeah. Speakers and sound quality, it's an entire minefield, and it's essentially I've got to watch for it going into the red, and when it pushes really up into the red, which I can do, which yeah, it does do that. See, I've just done it then. it can essentially clip and it distorts the final thing. Audio is a real pain. Let's just put it that way. Audio is a real pain. I am not an audio engineer either, so solving it is a whole different matter for me. Okay, now we need a big wash brush. And it's stained but clean, so. And for the yellow, I'll try and pull it round so it's at least give everything a good what we're going over and has fallen into the correct places. So brush manipulation. I have blue tack on the bottom rather than the base, so that's not bad. What is the matter, kitty? What? Are they all ignoring you? Yes. Well, I can't stop them ignoring you. You would have liked it if you would have got rid of that little. If you could have got rid of the spider, they would have been really all happy and giving you cuddles. No. I know. You would have if you was younger, but still. I know. What do you want me to do about it? I can't make him do it. Don't shout at me like that. It's not my fault. Do you want to come up here for a cuddle? No. You see, you stopped talking to me now. I've offered you that. You just want me to get up and give you food, don't you? I know what your game is. You don't have to try and... You can't trick me. She's just sat there at the moment. 1 minute. 1 minute. Because to show this, I have to... There is little K. See, you're on camera now. Are you happy? Are you happy? You're on camera. You're on camera. Are you happy? Right. I thought as much. She's never happy. She's never. No. Oh, now that I put. Oh no, somebody else has come. That's why now. Somebody else has turned up, so they're the object of the meow. Which did not like. No. She turned her nose up at me when I put her on camera. She did genuinely turn her nose up at me. Raglan Flash Shade, no. Agrax Earthshade, yes. Spider. I understand. Yes, I know there was a spider, and Eames came to meow at me for food, and I put her on camera and she stopped meowing. Right. So I'm going to do the Agraxes before I do the blue. So in the case of the Agraxes, it is the bands around the back of the feet. I mean, there's a lot of wash going on some of this. The staff, which although is in Xandria Dust and it does get a brown wash. I'm not even doing that on camera, sorry. So the bands around the back of the feet, the staff itself, along with a bit of a wash over the rope. And this is where I'm going to have to be really fucking careful. Really fucking careful. And that's doing this section. Well, not this section, but the up the strap section. Okay, so that's all the... Oh, no, it's not. I didn't even paint that ivory. Shit. Okay, so there's going to be one section, and it gets done ivory, and then gets washed after I've done the blue. And that's the wrist bloody ones. Because I forgot to paint them ivory in the first fucking place. Good night, Ali. Thank you for coming to join us and for the essentially production, not production, direction. Such as keep the fucking model in the centre of the screen, you absolute blithering idiot. You're supposed to be painting it and that's what people want to see. Which also means I should probably move that further this way and better that way so that it is better lit. So the bands on the arm need to dry, which means we come back to go to the blue wash. Blue wash. No oil, strangely enough. Although I do need to pick up a couple of extra washes. It's quite late, so I should imagine a few other people may actually also be heading off to the land of slumber. We're gonna go to the land of slumber. Go to sleep and wake up tomorrow. Remember to paint on the camera. You gotta sing, you stupid motherfucker. Oh, Twisted, you still have I fixed my audio issue? Although now I think about it, yeah, okay. I'm not entirely sure what it is, Francois. That's the problem. It kind of has a stronger, more marsupial style tail, but kind of looks fox-esque. But I've given it almost a raccoon mask. As I was saying earlier about cats, and Cat is now sat on Sparkles' lap, even though the laptop is there. So anyone in with Francois and Sparkles, yeah, the cat's currently. Good evening, then. Good evening. Thank you for coming to see me the first time, and I hope you enjoy staying and come back enough for another time. However, if this is your one and only time, it will also be your one and only time to have a chance to think of a name for this unknown classed character that was going to be a weird animal D&D character. Welcome in to come and join us. Currently I'm painting this little creature, and it is for a made-up world called The Magical World of Sparkles and Oak. And each character I'm making up names for and classes for using Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's the original 5th edition rules rather than the updated 5th edition rules. And because of that, it's becoming quite difficult now because there's quite a lot of characters to name, and there's quite a lot of classes that they could be. And I also like to have other people's input as well, so I do give anyone in chat a chance to have at least I think it could be that. So if you're here, feel free to name characters or just chat away and or ask me questions. I may not know the answer, but I'm not afraid to say I don't know. I don't want to use Carnite Red again, but I think I'm going to have to get the desired effect on the gem. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do much. I'm not sure what to do with the eyes. I'm really not sure what to do with the eyes. Oh, my cat is sat on Sparkles' laptop. Yeah, I don't think Sparkles is doing much with the keyboard for a few moments. Apart from hoping my cat doesn't press, poor little Eames doesn't press the return button. And all of a sudden it's just a random gobbledygook that includes letters that aren't even on the keyboard. And I accidentally caused World War III. Let's hope not, eh? All because of a cat. Although it would be, I think it would be appropriate if World War III was to start because of a cat. Something about it makes me go, no, yeah, that should be about right actually. World War III will start because of a cat. Still not sure what to do about the colour of the eyes. But I'm definitely going to have to come in and give some of these a dry brush and a spruce up. However, while I let those dry, I still have pretty much most of a drink. However, I'm going to go to the toilet and a small nicotine break at the moment because it seems to be enough to let it dry. And we'll see. EB, cheers, homie, but your timing is I don't know if it's impeccable or absolutely awful. But I'm about to go for a break. So if you need to go for the bathroom or go grab some stuff that you've forgotten in another room, that would be an excellent time to do it. And also mute my mic because that helps. I shall be back soon. Hope you enjoy the break, and remember, if you do check out Rogues Den Hobbies, the discount code is LAS10. I even actually used it myself the other day. So some nice things coming, hopefully. Well, we'll see. Hello, I am back. Hopefully that'll catch up sometime soon. I didn't click it. Go. That was the rogue, not the rogue's den. That was the miniature tavern break. Rogue's den should be off also. I've just got to wait for YouTube's catch up. Apparently, there is a delay. Wow, that is a long delay. Oh no, that was the LMP opening that I used for the sound. The sound was from the opening, so yes. EB, are you still here? Or has everybody gone? I don't know. There are still 5 people apparently watching on the portrait mode, so awesome. Thank you very much for staying. We are going to continue on. What to do about the eyes? Well, Carrier actually has black eyes. Well, I don't want to do black eyes, I want to do a colour. But I do need to brighten that red up a bit. So it's going to be going through Mephiston and then through Scarlet. I've just remembered that OBS lies to me regarding viewers. I did have a viewer count somewhere. Viewer count. Add source. Add source. I don't know what that's going to do. Right, that was giving me my viewer count, which is apparently 1. Okay. I will pop that there right in the corner so I can't notice it properly. I'm guessing I've missed you already, but good night, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. Good night, and I hope you have a nice night's sleep. I also hope Sparkles has a nice night's sleep because she's just gone up as well. She's still going to be in the chat a little bit, I think, but yeah, she's going to be going soon as well, so I will definitely have to be keeping an eye on everywhere. Anyone who's still in, none of you are still in. Thank you for coming. Any questions you want to ask, please feel free. Got my first done red for the Citadel range, and I'm going to try and brighten up the top of this crystal. Without touching the bloody staff. That's not good. We don't want to be touching the staff. And now we've done that one, we need to find the Scarlet, which is brighter still. I don't think I'll go quite this bright with... Oh, do I go for Wild Rider? There's not much in it, but I'm going to go for Wild Rider because it's a little bit brighter. I think the closest thing to a red wash I've got is possibly a Reikland Flesh Shade, which I'm not too happy about that just being my red wash. I may have to go on a wash buying spree as a gift time thing, and opposed to models go for more on different paints and washes. Okay, so the gem is not looking too bad at the moment actually. That's quite nice. I can make use out of that. really the eyes at the moment, isn't it? That's stopping this little burger from standing out. In this case, I'm just going to try and clean up a little bit of this side of the gem. And a tiny little touch of the brighter colour up here. Not too much. Just to make some of it stand out a little bit. Where light would more naturally be catching. I'm trying to learn new techniques and get better at them. But the only way you really do that is to practice. Which is what every session of this is. It's just more practice. Now I do want to have the tips of those ears and that nose to have that bright yellow back again. I'm going to shake up the Pro Acryl, which was a gift from the Eclectic Beard for those who've just seen him in chat. And that was way too much. Or was it? It might be the perfect amount. Who knows? All I know is that I'm going to need a very, not a very small brush, but a small brush. Will my size 1 Kolinsky do it? I believe it will. And I want to make sure I do have enough pigment on my brush. Don't want to load it up too much though. I want to keep that pigment as close to the tip as I can. And from there, just brighten up the tips of the ears. Again. And if it's steady enough, a little bit down the nose and clean up the tip of this tail a bit more. Trying if I can to feather it out a bit. As the paint on the brush gets slightly thinner and thinner. It gives it a slightly more natural blend going into the next layer. Same thing on the nose as well, because I think I went a little bit overboard with the yellow on the nose, so I'll thin that out a little. Not so much on the underside though. The underside I wish to keep relatively dark. Okay, now we're down to the hard part, which is the eyes. And yeah, bringing up some of the brighter layers again. And yellow's a horrible colour. I'm glad I've got that out of the way. I see ivory's going to be too bright of a colour to highlight. There's a lot of wash still wet down there. So let's just try and clean up the eyes a bit while we've got a chance. And just brighten up the very tip of the nose. Well, I've got the ivory on. Ah, too much. tiny little red glint, white dot on the gem just to make it hopefully shine out a little bit more. Oh. For some reason the viewer count on each one's different. And I don't understand why that is. That is extremely strange. Got any parts I need to brighten up. In this case, just a little bit on the bands on the wrist. Tiny little bit on the top of whatever this sigil is on the canister. And just a touch on the claws of the feet. Only really the ones that are sticking right out. The 1,500 people watching, I hope you're enjoying this. And for the real people that are watching, I also hope you're enjoying this. If you would like to chat about anything that you're painting, working on, or inquiring about while doing this project, please feel free to ask. If you're just enjoying me waffling on and painting, then thank you very much. I didn't think you had that much charisma, to be quite honest, but apparently I have. I'm not sure what microphone enhanced on mix, that's why I sit like this. Eyes. Eyes. I don't like eyes. I do like eyes, but I don't like eyes. I said I wanted it to be some kind of aura based, some kind of, almost inbuilt power. So rather than give like standard pupils or something, let's see what wash. We've got the Coelia green shade. We know about the Coelia green shade. It's one I've now named Coelia Godshade. But if I do that, what do I want to do to make it pop that little bit more? And there are a couple of options. I could go for Art Silver. In fact, what would Godshade look like over? No, brass and bronze is too dark. Brass? What would it look like over brass? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to do a little experiment. We have test subject number 1. What we're about to do is see what Coelia green shade looks like over brass. So first of all, I need a little bit of brass. And then we need what is probably the lightest area of the model, which is not very much. Okay. So just because I need a relatively flattish area, I'm going to go for here. And paint on a small layer of brass. I can't use that bloody brush for anything else now. Dry, goddamn you. See, I want that. I want a shine to this. What I might end up doing is getting wherever the metallic medium's gone. No, it's a good question. Where has the metallic medium gone? And there's the tissue that I was looking for earlier. Of course it is. Now I find it. No, I don't need it. That is the empty Vallejo ivory. Why it's not been thrown away yet? I don't know. And I have no idea where the metallic medium is. So hopefully this is going to work. And we get the Coelia green shade. Oh, God shade. Make sure that the paint has dried before we put it on, and it being shiny does not help with telling whether or not it's fucking dry. It really doesn't. And then we get some Coelia green shade and we pop it on. And then we say to myself, we say to myself, I don't know how that works. Does that give the effect that I want? And the answer will be no. The yellow underneath it's too much. I do, however, have Stormhost Silver, which is a much, much, much lighter metallic. But you have to give it a really good frigging shake, because the medium inside is essentially the metallic medium. And although that would be nice to use, I would... The little silver effects, see how it's much, much lighter. I'm going to go that route, I think. What I don't want to do is thin this out too much, because then it starts to separate, especially if it's not mixed well. So again, load up your brush so you've got what you believe is enough. Do not try to load up too much, and then extra concentrating and actually effort. And paint the eyes silver, bright silver. Almost like it's, well, foxes, raccoons, those things are generally nighttime nocturnal animals anyway, so really good night vision. So that shine can... So he's going to have dark vision, isn't it? Just as the base thing, he's going to have dark vision. Whatever class and name he gets. Obviously, being a DM, I'm remembering the basic thing that dark vision does require some light. It doesn't let you see in pitch black. Yeah. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Let's try Coelia Godshade again and find out what happens. Experimenting is fun. I know that's a lot of greens and blues that I'm using on this particular model. I do kind of only want a tint. I took a little bit too much off there. got a tiny bit back on. Tiny bit. Obviously, usual YouTuber spiel. If you're on YouTube, you know what it is, and you know where they are. No forcing for any of them. There are some extra ones down below, though, in the description. Ways to help support the channel, as well as ways to stay when I'm not streaming, to put your ideas forward or show your works in progress and talk to other people who come to view. Maybe even view streams that you don't come to watch, and you may even make a new friend or two. Although this little creature is looking very well done. I am liking how they are. Possibly the brightest creature I've done so far. So let's sort out some paints out of the way. And then I can... What else do I need to do? I didn't plan anything further than actually doing that model for tonight, and I'm only at, what, 2 hours? 7? And I even went for a break. Mainly because I had to dry, but I could have sat here talking instead of going. I feel like I need to do more. I do feel like I need to do more. I know what I need to do. Okay. This next character has already been named. This is one 2 of my children made, and they actually made the basis of the character up themselves. So I'm going to prime these 2 and get them ready for the next set that I will need to do. Nope, that is not the one. That is the one. Okay. If Sparkles, you are still watching, you are aware of this character, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate now what and how it is going to happen. Although the character that I've just painted tonight has yet to be named and yet to be classified, this particular combination to make a character has already been named, already been classified, and already had, how this special character is going to work. And believe me, it is special. I would like you to say, whoa! David! David! Where have you gone? Well, David, who is the one that's decided he doesn't, he's camera shy, is going to be teamed up with Dave. Dave is a very, very tiny baby owl bear. Dave is not the... Dave's dumb. And I don't mean dumb as in the part that he can't speak. That type of dumb. I mean, he is thick as 2 short planks. And yeah, he's dumb. He's stupid. And I have no idea where David has gone. Who is the tiny little... I'm not sure actually what he is physically. He's certainly a bug, almost caterpillar-esque. There he is. I'm sorry for blinding you. I've really got to find out a place for this to go that it doesn't blind the camera. And it still shows the desk well enough. David is a tiny little bug with a hat. David is in fact a sorcerer. Dave is a baby owlbear, who is a barbarian. And together, they make a singular character. So they will be going like so. Together, they make a singular character called D&D. Ironic because of the game. I know. My children are quite creative. They have the stats of both of them are level 7. Same level as every other character. The problem is they act as a single character. So movement is always done by Dave. Actions and bonus actions, however, they must converse between each other. Now, Dave has managed to learn to speak Common. David cannot speak, except to Dave telepathically. Good evening, Graham. Good evening. Yeah. So that is the concept behind D&D, Dave and David. That does mean I'm painting up two essentially familiars and giving them damn near godlike powers compared to every other character, but also a limitation. So any verbal components, they have to be performed by Dave, who might not necessarily get them right. So we'll see how that one goes as I write up the character, because I'm going to have to do something to a character that can either be a barbarian or a sorcerer at will, depending how the battle's going, and has double set of hit points. Especially when one of them has so many resistances, especially when they're raging. I'm going to have to put some kind of nerf on, so if, for instance, if Dave is raging, then David cannot cast any spells that require verbal components unless they take Subtle Spell as a sorcery option. So they do not require the verbal components for spells. There will be other things that will probably have to be taken into consideration when building the character. Speaking of D&D though, how did it go tonight, Graham? And I got the notification, something is already in the post. Thank you very much. Sadly, I will not be able to show it on the channel. Or not all of it anyway. And not the good stuff. Because it will immediately have to be sorted, reboxed and packaged and sent again. I already have a box prepared though, which I'm going to guess is going to be smaller than the box that you're going to be sending in. But yeah, how does a double character in one sound on D&D? You have the full access to a level 7 sorcerer and a level 7 barbarian, but you only have one character's selection of actions each turn. So if the barbarian bonus action rages and the sorcerer casts a subtle spell that requires an action, barbarian can't attack. You're playing Minecraft, both knackered, two dreads, use your brain. Fair enough. Yes. No Man's Sky is kind of doing my brain in a bit with how much there is to it. There's so much that I don't know, and these extra things that it's just a little overwhelming at the moment. In fact, it's very overwhelming at the moment. I can do it just sitting down for like 2 or 3 hours, just a single player, just to get my way through it and learn how to basically go through the base tutorial. This does this. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. You need this for this and this for this. And it pretty much follows the same principle. You just need more advanced stuff. But here's the scanners and the weapons and the blah 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 to go do all that. Now bugger off to a new system and go try and play the game. That's what I need to do. I should have used more black. I definitely should have used more black. So, the end of the stream is the start of the next characters. Well, no characters as character. You both would be correct for this one. I said it is a bit of a weird one. D&D is probably the oddest character I've made. And the fact that it's going to be played by 2 players is quite an odd one. Let's hope they can get on and actually work this. If they could, that would be awesome. That could be an extremely fun character. So how far did you get through the additional fortress the absolute temple that you're building tonight then, Graham? Because that's not a house, that's a temple. Just waiting to be turned into a fortress monastery. That's what that is. And you can get a picture of it. You can try and build a Gilliman in there as well, stood there. I think you can make a Gilliman statue. Yeah, it's not a house. That is not a house. That is something far, far, far different. A house, even a large house, does not have what that very large building borderlining on palace has. That is not a house. As I said, it's borderlining on palace. Not castle, palace. Okay, so the base coats are done on both. I should have hopefully enough ivory left and a clean enough brush. Houses don't have trading halls and great libraries. You just shot yourself in the foot there saying trying to make it a house. And then say he's got a trading hall and great library. You don't have that, dude. That is not a standard. That's not a house. That's a bazaar. I don't mean it's strange. I mean it's like a marketplace. So here first we have Dave. Who's going to be lots of natural neutral colours. Like an owlbear would be ivories, browns, and I'll work them through into different things, possibly looking to try and do what I did with the feathers on other things. Brighten up that back, because that is where a lot of the light is going to hit, along with the tops of the ears and down the face. We want that to be the nice bright area. Feathers. And tail. Right. Now I'll come back down his legs and make sure they're sufficiently bright also. Okay, so now we have Dave. Next is David. What I've yet to figure out is the backstory behind these two of how they became a level 7 sorcerer and a level 7 barbarian when they are in fact familiars. Or are they? That could be a point. Are they familiars? Or have they just been the victims of true polymorph and have had to adapt? I didn't think of it like that. Well, that's an option, I suppose. I'll have to have a word with the two that created this character. Yeah, I know. Size limits are behind a paywall on Discord, which I don't like. It is an absolute pain in the ass. You essentially have to pay for Nitro, and the more people that pay for Nitro, the bigger files you can send. So it's not even like it's a right. If I pay for it, then you can send the biggest files possible. It's like no, I've other people have got to pay for it as well, and that's just no. I like the fact that people can chat and send stuff, and we can talk and go into voice. That bit I like. The hiding certain things behind specific paywalls, like things such as file size. I mean, come on. You didn't know the quality of the pictures that people can take these days with their phones. And then with cameras as well, that should be something that's pretty much a given, is the larger file size to be able to be sent. And there we have David. Both extremely cute little guys. But now I'm going to have chats with my children to find out. I mean, I do want to do earthy tones, and they will have to be drastically different in colours to make them work and stand out. But I still want to paint them both individually before I glue them together. Hopefully I'll be able to pin them, ideally from here into the back of the head, just to make sure it stay in place. But that is how the character will go onto the base, and then you'll have to figure out how to make it work between them in the actual game. That should be fun. I think this practice thing is getting quite. I'm getting good. Yeah, it's paying off. Let's see how the eyes look there. They do shimmer and shine just a little bit, and there is only a very tint of that green in there. Everything else though is looking pretty damn good. I must admit I do like how that has turned out. Which means I've only got one thing left to do with it, which is, well, I've got two things left to do with it. Photograph it and base it. So photographs will be going into work in progress, as well as the photographs for Dave and David. Thank you for everybody who's come to join. I didn't prepare enough for this evening. That's a bit of a shame, but I didn't. I'm not sure where to move on to and what to do, and by the time I do, it'll be too late, and I need to be going to bed. So I am sorry about that. So I'm going to call this episode of Magical World of Sparkles and Oak done for tonight. Thank you again for everybody who came in. Any new subscribers, any new likes, any comments that you put in. As I said, in each episode of the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak, I usually end up painting a character. Most of those characters still have any names or classes, and I would love your opinion of what they could be. Even ones that have already been named or classed might be changed if you're persuasive enough. So please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will wish you all a good night. Please drive safe and look after yourselves.